Exactly 2 weeks out from Election Day, and the final campaign push is underway. We have team coverage breaking down races in both Minnesota and Wisconsin tonight. So let's get started with our political reporter, Theo Keith. Theo?
Well, Kelsey, in just 2 weeks' time, Minnesota voters will decide whether to shake up one of the country's only divided state legislatures. While all 201 seats are up, really it's about 24 battleground districts that will swing control. That's where millions of dollars have poured in and where I dropped in to see the candidates. During an unseasonably warm stretch, the candidates for a North Metro Minnesota House seat headed out to win over voters, knowing it might take only a few to swing their race.
Hello.
Republican John Heinrich has represented Anoka, while Democrat Zach Stevenson has repped Coon Rapids. Redistricting put them together, forcing a head-to-head matchup that's among the state's most competitive.
You guys going to vote this year?
Stevenson, a prosecutor, says people he meets are tired with the extremes in politics.
They're frustrated with the constant pitched warfare between the parties, and they want to see people work together and get things done on the big issues that they're facing today.
Heinrich, a veteran, hears about crime and emphasizes his support for police.
I think by far right now the biggest thing is the public safety issue. You know, we've had a big problem in our state with crime and lawlessness just skyrocketing.
While the campaign is fever-pitched, you might not see it depending on where you live. Only about 20 House and Senate districts are true battlegrounds. Stevenson and Heinrich's North Metro race is one of several suburban seats in play. The DFL hopes to keep the suburbs trending blue. Another battleground is up north, where Republicans think this is the year the Iron Range goes red, ending decades of DFL dominance. Other competitive races are in urban centers outside the metro. Both sides have chances to flip seats. The candidates have real-time technology, allowing them to bypass homes where people have already voted, while algorithms using data like what model car you drive allow campaigns to target certain voters. At the same time, attacks are flooding mailboxes across the key districts, accusing candidates of taking bad votes or raising personal controversies. Tuesday, the DFL launched a nearly $3 million TV ad buy in 5 Senate races.
Minnesota's home to 5 billionaires, and not a darn one lives in St. Cloud. Yet politician Tama Tice voted to cut their taxes.
This week, we were in St. Cloud with Republican Tama Tice and the man she's challenging, Democrat Eric Putnam.
My name's Eric Putnam. I'm your state senator.
Yeah, I recognize you from mailers. Hi, Eric.
2 years ago, Putnam won this seat by 300 votes out of nearly 40,000 cast, the definition of a swing seat.
And there's an ironic benefit to all the negative, horrible, dishonest mailers that pop out, is that people at least recognize me when I come to the door. You're the guy that someone told me hated cops. That's not true, is it? Of course it's not.
The campaign is everywhere. Tice says 4 people approached her about the election at a recent funeral. She says voters' biggest concerns are the economy, inflation, and taxes.
It doesn't take a brain surgeon to figure out. We either do something different or we're not going to have a lot of people living in Minnesota.
National politics can define local races. Republicans are trying to pin Democrats to President Biden's unpopularity, high gas prices, and crime, while Democrats are bringing up abortion. Kelsey, the candidates hope their community ties and track records see them through.
All right, thanks, Theo. The Republican candidate running for Secretary of State just picked up a key endorsement. Former President Donald Trump endorsing Kim Crockett today. Crockett says the endorsement took her by surprise. She is the first member of the GOP's statewide slate to be endorsed by Donald Trump. Also happening here in the Bold North today, Second Gentleman Doug Emhoff pounded the pavement for Democrats to get out the vote. He's already made stops in Eagan and Edina and is headed to St. Louis Park tonight. In Wisconsin, early voting began today.
This is a closely watched state because one of the races could help decide control of Congress. Fox's Mills Hayes live for us in Waukesha tonight with a look at the candidates' home stretch strategies. Mills?
Well, Kelsey and Amy, you know that this is a tight race between incumbent Republican Ron Johnson and Democratic candidate and Lieutenant Governor of Wisconsin, Mandela Barnes. We saw Mandela Barnes earlier this morning as he was casting his vote, and this was something that he said he wanted to get out and make sure that people knew that this was a fair process when it comes to elections. He wanted to motivate people. And we asked him about the Real Clear Politics polling average that has Johnson slightly ahead of him, and he didn't seem too worried.
Polls go up and polls go down. What we're doing is showing up everywhere, talking to everybody. And all the races in Wisconsin, the last 3 November elections have all been incredibly close, decided by 30,000 votes or fewer. We assumed it would be a very close race going into this thing.
The latest numbers from the Associated Press show nearly 250,000 people have already voted, and the candidates are racing around the state trying to win over remaining voters. They both talked about money problems affecting Americans, but they each had somebody different to blame.
40-year high inflation crushing all of us, but particularly seniors. The skyrocketing crime, record gasoline prices, high energy prices, an open border, a flood of deadly drug. I call that the list of horribles. These things didn't just happen. They were caused by Democrat policies.
Whose wages haven't kept up with inflation, and now people are experiencing higher costs than ever before. Wages still haven't kept up. And it's a shame. We got people like Ron Johnson want to come after your retirement security. He's against expanding the earned income tax credit. He's against the child tax credit. He said it's not his responsibility to take care of children in this country, but he has no problem taking care of the most wealthy people.
And Johnson is trying to portray Barnes as someone who is soft on crime, but Barnes says that it's simply not true, and that Johnson himself hasn't done anything to decrease the issue of crime in his time in office. In Waukesha, Wisconsin, Mills Hayes, back to you, Amy.
All right, Mills, thank you. And a reminder, you can find extensive election coverage to help you prepare by visiting our election page. Just visit fox9.com/election. All right.